is when it's medically indicated. We do not give growth hormone unless blood work documents the deficiency of growth hormone. And we measure insulin growth factor 1, which is the marker or the secondary messenger of growth hormone, if you will, produced by the liver. And that's how we can determine whether somebody's deficient in growth hormone. Since you brought up the subject, only about 15% of our patients, maybe 1 out of 6, actually need growth hormone. But a smaller percentage of that actually use growth hormone because growth hormone is still on patent and it's still fairly expensive here in the United States.
جوزيف كابريو يبلغ من العمر 75 عاما. تقاعد عن العمل كمدرس في عام 92 وترك سان فرانسيسكو ليختار لاس فيغاس مقرا لتقاعده هو وزوجته. كان يعاني من آلام في البروستات ونقص في مستويات الطاقة والإحساس المستمر بالإرهاق وزيادة في الوزن. سمع عن سينيجينكس فجاء إليها. إنه يتناول أكثر الهرمونات إثارة للجدل، هرمون النمو وأيضا الهرمون الذكري، بالإضافة إلى أدوية أخرى ووصفة غذائية صحية. بعد 9 سنوات من العلاج أصبح في أفضل حالاته الصحية شكلاً ومضموناً لشخص في مثل عمره. ولكن لماذا يفعل هذا بعد 75 عاماً في مشوار الحياة؟
The search and the pursuit of happiness and health. Every individual wants mental and physical health as you proceed along the path and you see the results. You see your energy levels, you see you're working out, you see problems you had before with, yes, you see these things, prostate problems, and you get the results of your blood tests and they're showing, gosh, we've put you at a level of, let's say, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, because that's all this is. They're trying to get you to a previous level, but not in an exaggerated sense. And this is not about living forever. This is about trying to live independently as long as you can.
During the 9 years you've been on the medication here, have you ever felt something like any side effects or anything wrong, or have you been just feeling better all the time?
The doctors here monitor you every 3 months with their blood tests, and throughout this period I have not experienced any ill side effects from the treatments.
And what did you feel instead?
The treatments have done 2 things for me. One is the physical appearance. I went for a colonoscopy 2 weeks ago, and the anesthesiologist said, "You don't look 75." So that's part of the appearance. The other part of the appearance is the energy level, your ability to converse as we've been conversing for the last hour. So that is also part of the appearance. And the other part is a life force, what I call life force. Some people would call it energy. There is an attitude you get from all of this that you are still involved forcibly with life. You're not dependent on someone to help you cross the street. You carry your own grocery bags. You're able to exercise. You see people your age who cannot do these things, and you wish that these treatments could be available to everyone.
يقول جو إن الإيمان بوجود الله والقدر ونهاية الحياة، كل هذا يجب ألا يدفع الإنسان إلى السلبية واللامبالاة، والأهم من ذلك ألا يدفعه إلى الاستسلام والإهمال في صحته أو حتى في رغبته العيش طويلة والتمتع بحياته إلى آخر لحظة.
First of all, God created your body, your beautiful body. And the first thing you owe to God is to take the best possible care of that beautiful body and to live with that beautiful body for as long as you can. To do otherwise would be an insult to God.
زوج آخر يبحث عن الصحة والسعادة. ريكشور يقارب 52 من عمره. يعيش هو وزوجته تيريزا شور التي تكبره بشهور قليلة. يعيشان في لاس فيغاس في ولاية نيفادا الأمريكية. هو يعمل لبعض الوقت وهي ترعى أحفادها. مهمة لا تخلو من المتعة لكنها تتطلب جهدا كبيرا كما تقول. بدأ ريك العلاج عن طريق الهرمونات، خاصة الهرمون الذكري والمقويات والأدوية، ثم تبعته زوجته بعد أن لاحظت التغيرات الكبيرة والإيجابية التي طرأت عليه بعد العلاج.
Oh yeah.
You really noticed it.
I really
Honestly
noticed it.
speaking.
Honestly speaking, yeah, I as honest as I can be. He had lost interest in everything, and he was tired all the time. I had to force him to try to do things, to get out. He just didn't want to. He didn't feel good. And as he had mentioned also, our sex life was like nothing. It just wasn't there. And when he started with the program, he hadn't been on it very long, and there was a very big change.
You know, it wasn't much excitement. I was tired. I was definitely overweight. I didn't really want to do much. Be honest with you, you know, the relationship with my wife wasn't as strong as it should have been or could be. And so with this program and the supplements that they gave me, I have more energy. I want to do more. I ride a motorcycle all the time on weekends. Every chance I get on the motorcycle and we go and we travel and we do things. Love life with my wife is the best it's ever been. So things are really good for me. Life looks better. I enjoy going to work. It got to where I didn't, you know, going to work was just mundane, monotonous, something I had to do. Well, now I enjoy going to work, you know, and it makes things better.
You were maybe skeptical
I was.
about the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what were your reasons?
Just not knowing really a whole lot about. I wasn't skeptical about the supplements like that I take, like calcium and fish oil and things like that. It was basically the hormonal stuff of it, the hormonal end of it. I was a little bit concerned, but I was willing to give it a try because what my regular doctors had been giving me wasn't helping, and I was miserable. I was up all night. I had hot flashes continuously. I was moody. I cried a lot. And so I was willing to give it a shot.
When you first heard or knew about Cinegenics, did you have any doubts or fears or worries about that kind of?
Well, you know, I did, you know, when they started talking about, you know, what the program was about, and when I looked at it on the internet, you know, I still had doubt. You know, I said, well, is this another one of those get rich quick things that people do, you know? And is it really going to help me, or am I just going to be giving people my money? And so I was a little skeptical, but they assured me that, you know, they're not going to they're not going to give me a fountain of youth where I stay young, but they said that they could help me improve my quality of life. And they have.
You're happier
Happier than ever. I have more energy and stamina now than I probably have had since I was a teenager. Honestly, yes.
And without any side effects?
No, the only side effects I had was with like the testosterone. My skin got oily, and Dr. Beth just adjusted it, you know, and that totally went away. On a scale of 1 to 10, I was probably a 0 in the beginning, and I'm 10 plus. 10 plus now.
Now tell me what your children tell you that they don't tell your husband.
Well, the biggest thing was they could tell that their dad he had so much more energy. He didn't sit around on the couch anymore, and he was just very much more active. The downside of it is that we're never home. We're always gone on the weekends. Used to, we would be home, we'd have the kids over, fix dinner, everybody get together. Well, now that we're riding motorcycles and out and gone, that kind of upsets them because we're not home and available.
My wife would tell me, the kids say that they've seen a change in you, that you want to go do more, and be a part of stuff again, and so that's how I heard about it, they don't want to talk to Dad,
You always talk to Mom.
Yeah, they always go to Mom.
يؤكد الزوجان على أن الأعراض الجانبية لاستخدام الهرمون الذكري والأدوية الأخرى لا تذكر، وهي دائما تحت سيطرة أطباء سينيجينكس، وأن كل هذا لا يكلفهما إلا بضع مئات من الدولارات شهريا. مقابل هذه الدولارات البسيطة من وجهة نظرهما استعادا رغبتهما في الحياة واستعادا بالطبع بعضا من شبابهما. ويؤكد الزوجان على أن المركز الطبي سينيجينكس لم يعدهما بعودة عنفوان الشباب، بل بحياة كلها حيوية، وربما بساعة تدق عقاربها إلى الوراء سنوات قليلة.
I love riding motorcycles. When the opportunity came, I rode motorcycles years ago. And it wasn't until after I got started in the program that I really picked up the interest again, because I felt a new sense of energy, and I wanted to go out and do something.
وهكذا تحولت حياة ريك وزوجته، طاقة جديدة ونظرة جميلة إلى الحياة في طريق البحث عن الصحة والسعادة. لكن ماذا يقول الطب التقليدي؟ بل ماذا يقول الأطباء والخبراء المتخصصون في بلد مثل أمريكا؟ توجهنا إلى لوس أنجلوس، حيث يوجد أحد أهم أطباء الغدد الصماء والهرمونات في أمريكا، ومن أكثر المنتقدين لاستخدام الهرمونات من دون حاجة طبية عاجلة وتحت إشراف متخصص. الدكتور ملمد، نائب رئيس مركز سدر سيناي الطبي للشؤون الأكاديمية، والعميد المساعد لمعهد UCLA الطبي المعروف، ورئيس هيئة المجتمع الدولي لعلم الغدد الصماء وكيفية عمل الهرمونات، ولديه من الخبرة قرابة 28 عاما. هو يؤكد على أن تعريف النقص في معدل الهرمونات، خاصة هرمون النمو لكل فئة عمرية، أمر مثير للجدل.
If there is a range at every age for the levels of HGH, let's put it this way in my simple terms, let's say it's from 1 to 10, and
Correct.
I am 40,
Right.
and my hormone levels, the human growth hormone level is 3 or 4. Do I have a chance to make it 10 for my age? so I can feel better?
No, there's no evidence. Unless you're zero, there's no evidence that if you add an injection of growth hormone, it will do anything except perhaps harm you.
Really?
Yes.
But that's the whole idea of Cinegenics, you know, when we've been talking to... you know,
Idea of who?
Cinegenics, you know.
I've heard of them, yes.
Yeah, what they do, we've talked to Dr. Mintz and other doctors there, and what they say is we do age managing rather than just, you know, we're not anti-aging, but age management is we raise, you know, the range of GH, and we make human live better and longer, healthier. You don't find this credible?
I'll tell you my answer to that question. Naturally, our bodies are very smart, and our body functions are always reflecting a very smart design. And if our growth hormone levels are lower when we get older, then there must be a reason for that. And if we try and change nature, try and change what is normal, then we enter into uncharted and perhaps dangerous territory.
Yeah, but there is no scientific evidence for both arguments.
Oh, there is no scientific evidence that if you give growth hormone, you will improve the aging process. There's no evidence for that. But there is evidence that if you give growth hormone when you don't need growth hormone, that it can be very dangerous.
If they say, for example, 25% of our patients are doctors, and they say quite proudly, you know, we have 25% of our patients are doctors, and obviously doctors know better than the common, people. So what does it tell us?
Do you know how many percentage of doctors commit suicide? And how many percentage of doctors are alcoholics? And how many percentage of doctors smoke?
So it doesn't tell anything. It
doesn't tell me anything. Doctors are human beings like everybody else.
Yeah, no, they say if doctors should know, you know, how human growth hormones work better and testosterone and all those kind of things. So if they think there is some danger or risk, they wouldn't use it.
Why do doctors smoke? They know smoking is dangerous, but they still smoke.
Yeah,
so I don't think your argument is a good argument. Please. Thank you.
اصطحبنا الدكتور ميلمد إلى أحد المعامل لنرى بأنفسنا كيفية التعامل مع تلك المواد بسيطة المظهر شديدة التعقيد، خصوصا هرمونات النمو التي يسبب استخدامها للكبار البالغين جدلا كبيرا. لكن ما هو هرمون النمو؟ ولماذا يريد البعض استخدامه لعلاج الشيخوخة أو لاستعادة الشعور بالأيام الخوالي؟
Okay, growth hormone is a hormone, a chemical which is secreted by the pituitary gland, which is a small gland at the base of the brain. It's secreted into the bloodstream, and when it travels throughout the bloodstream, it has very beneficial effects on several important organs in our body. So when we're young, the growth hormone that's secreted from the pituitary gland will impact on our bones and make our bones grow. That is why it's called growth hormone. If your pituitary gland secretes too little growth hormone or no growth hormone, then we don't grow, or we grow slowly, or we remain short. And short stature, it used to be called dwarfism, often is caused because growth hormone is not secreted in sufficient quantities. As adults, we don't need to grow. So we've all achieved our normal body height after the age of 16 or 17 or 18. But yet the body continues to manufacture growth hormone. And the reason it does that is because we need growth hormone to maintain our normal body functions, normal body metabolism, muscle, fat, heart function, all require human growth hormone. So if it's absent, then certain diseases will become manifest. And if it's present in sufficient quantities, then our body maintains its normal metabolic function until we die.
مشوار الحياة هكذا يبدأ وهكذا ينتهي. لكن هناك من يريد تأجيل نهايته حتى ولو لسنوات قليلة باستخدام ما يمكن استخدامه من علم وتكنولوجيا. لكن هل هذا ضد الطبيعة كما يقول الدكتور ميلمد، أم استسلام للطبيعة والقدر كما قال الدكتور ميندز؟ ويؤكد أطباء سينيجينكس